grade 7. We are going to finish with chapter 21, lesson 3, human space travel. We are going to check the exercises in the book, page 787. Number 1. Any object made by humans and placed in orbit around a body in space is a or an, and the answer is artificial satellite. This is the definition of artificial satellite. 2. Distinguish between a rocket and a space probe. And the answer is a rocket is the vehicle that propels itself into Earth orbit or into space, whereas the space probe is carried to space by a rocket and is an uncrewed vehicle that contains scientific instruments. So this is the difference between these two. 3. Which is not a type of space probe? Flyby, lander, orbiter, and shuttle. And the correct answer is, of course, the shuttle. Compare how a microgravity environment is both an advantage and a disadvantage for space travelers. Microgravity and freefall enable astronauts to move and position heavy objects easily. But microgravity and freefall can also make some tasks more difficult and cause objects to drift away if they aren't tied down. 5. Explain how the International Space Station is used now and how it might be used in the future. The ISS is a place where astronauts conduct scientific experiments on microgravity, on both how it affects people and how it affects plants and other objects. Eventually, the space station might serve as a testing and a repair station for future missions to the moon and beyond. 6. Identify the photo shows. We have to identify. So the photo shows the International Space Station. What purpose does the part labeled X serve? And the part labeled X is a solar panel and is used to capture energy from the sun. Number 7, we have to summarize. So copy and fill the organizer to summarize challenges for humans traveling in space. So I have challenges in space and 4 answers. So first, the solar radiation. Second, the temperature extremes. Third, the microgravity. And finally, the lack of oxygen. So these are the challenges for humans who are traveling in space. Number 8, imagine you are an astronaut on a year-long voyage. How would your life be different from your life on Earth, and how would it be the same? So first, you would have a restricted movement, but you would need to exercise to keep healthy. This is the first point. You should be in free fall, so you would need to sleep tied down, use implements that are magnetized so they don't drift away, and be careful not to use too much effort to move objects which are also in free fall. The third point, you would be dependent on the life support systems in your spacecraft, and you would have to wear a spacesuit to go outside your vehicle. However, your basic needs in space would be the same, yani food, water, air to breathe, and moderate temperatures. 9. Evaluate the following statement. Astronauts in orbit are weightless because they are so far from Earth's surface. This is not true because astronauts in space are subject to nearly the same gravity as they are on Earth. They are constantly falling towards Earth because they are orbiting around Earth. And that's it. Thank you, grade 7.